Okay guys, so what I wanted to show you guys is that this is the basic closure, which is the 4x4 closure. The reason why it's called a 4x4 closure is because well, it goes 4 inches wide, and then going down is also 4 inches. So that's why it's called the 4x4 closure. This is the basic. This is the basic closure. There are 5x5 closure. There's 6x6 and there's a 7x7. I don't know if there's an 8x8, but if you do know, just comment that below. My client wanted me to basically reconstruct her wig, so I'm going to be replacing the old closure with this new closure. What I'm going to do is bleach the knots. If you guys can see, there are like black dots. There are like black dots within the closure. So what I'm going to do is basically bleach the knots today, and then I'm going to pluck the closure just a little bit because the closure already comes pre-plucked, so I don't want to over pluck it because I still want it to look natural. Take my closure, and on the back, on the front of the closure, where you have your hairs and everything laid down very nicely, I'm going to take my Got2b glue spray, and I'm going to just pin this. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do so you guys can see, because it's kind of hard to hold the closure while spraying it down. Okay, free spray, and I'm going to spray the top of the closure. So where the lace is at, I'm going to spray literally on the bottom of where the hairs are. This is a very good trick, a very good, not trick, but a very good step, because once you're bleaching the closure, you don't want any hairs to be sticking out. And when that happens, it's going to make your hair eventually bleach. So you're going to have bleach hair. You're going to have your hair bleached, and you don't want that. So to avoid that from happening, you lay the hairs down with the free spray. That's all laid down. You don't have to worry about it anymore while you are bleaching the knots. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the bleaching process. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna use while I'm doing this. Applicator, brush, and your measuring bowl, and then you will need your BW2 lightener powder. This is the brand Clairol. Then you will also need your 20 volume developer. This is also from Clairol. Every single thing that I have right here, it was purchased in my local beauty supply store. And most importantly, you will definitely be needing some gloves for your hands, to protect your hands. Okay, now what you will want to do is take your BW2 lightener powder, open it, once you open it, you do not need a lot of powder because this is a closure. Now if this was a frontal, you may need a little bit more powder and developer to make the bleach. You want to have this consistency, not too creamy, not too runny, a little thick, because you don't want the bleach to go through the lace and then eventually bleaching the hair. So you will want to just put just a little bit, not too much, of the developer. Okay, and you're just going to close that and put it to the side. Now you're going to mix everything together. Sometimes you will find out when you add the developer, the bleach becomes a little the consistency is not thick enough. So what I do, I would add a little bit more of the powder to thicken it up, just a little tad bit. Then I will go ahead and mix. So you're just going to play around with this to make sure that you get the correct consistency. I wish I had like a measuring cup where I would measure everything that I'm using, but I had to order that on Amazon. So that's something that I definitely do need to invest in. But again, continue to mix and add, mix and add until you get the perfect consistency. Here you see it's a little bit, you can see it hanging. You don't want to see that hanging because that means that it's going to go through the lace. Again, continue to add more. Now this is the consistency that you want. After adding all of those, adding more bleach, more developer, more bleach, more developer, now you have the perfect consistency. It's very thick, not too thick, but it's perfect because this bleach will definitely be perfect for the knots because it will not run through the knots and eventually bleach the hair. So this bleach is very perfect. It will not harm your actual hairs on the closure or the frontal or the 360 wig or the full lace wig. Yes, so let's just get started in applying this to the actual closure. So when I am bleaching my knots on my lace closure, I just make sure that I keep in mind that there is a back and a front. So it doesn't matter where you start as long as the bleach, it stays within these four corners. Okay? So I normally start in the back going forward. So as I am placing the bleach on the lace, I do not press. Do not press the bleach on the lace. Do not do that because then it will go through. Even though the bleach is thick, you will still press it through the lace and then it will eventually make the hair, it will bleach the hair. So you don't want that. So when you're applying the bleach, gently slide it on the surface of the lace. Okay? When you're getting to the front of the hairline, do not press the bleach on there. Gently place it. Gently tap it. you always want to get the back as well. So you guys see how everything is covered. Normally I start from the back half going towards the front. Some people start from the front going towards the back. Some people start from the middle going towards the side, the back, and the front. It just depends on you and what your personal preference is. Put my Ziploc bag over the mannequin head. Since I do not have aluminum foil, I would, if I did have aluminum foil, I would place the aluminum foil over the closure and let it process for about 20 minutes. But since I do not have aluminum foil, I have to improvise. So I'm going to take my Ziploc bag, my Ziploc baggie. Well, it's a large one. And I'm going to open it over. And be careful. This is very tedious, so you have to be very careful. Okay. I'm going to place the Ziploc bag over the mannequin head. Just like that. I still want some air inside, so I'm not going to put it all the way down because I still want some air coming out of it. So I'm going to leave this and let it process for 10 minutes. Then after the 10 minutes is over, I'm going to take the plastic off and flip the lace closure over. So for the extra 15 more minutes or 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes, I'm going to see where the closure is at. Then I will let it process for a little bit longer, depending if the knots have already been bleached. Okay guys, so now to wash the closure, I'm going to be using the Tresemme. This is their shampoo. This is another alternative because I do not have my neutralizing shampoo. Then another product that I'm going to be using is my Shimmer Light shampoo. So this is basically to take out the unwanted brassiness from your lace. So it basically tones the brassiness from the lace and make it very neutral and scalp like and very nice. So you definitely will want to purchase this if you do not have this. There are other alternatives to this shampoo. There's different types of purple shampoo, but this is the generic one that everyone actually uses. But there are professional purple shampoo that you can definitely buy if you don't want to use this one. So let's get started with washing the closure. Make sure that I tilt the closure upside down. So right now I'm using warm water. It's a little brassy, so I'm going to take my Tresemme shampoo because I do not have my neutralizing shampoo. And I'm going to put the Tresemme shampoo on the closure. And I'm just going to wash that. I'm mainly focusing on the lace more so than the hair, because I want to get everything out and wash it out. Now you guys can see it looks like scalpy. So you guys look, y'all, this is how your lace should look like. Very nice. Very nice. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You guys see that? So it's gonna look just like this, just like that. So now what I'm gonna do is flip the closure over, and now I'm going to add my Shimmer Light shampoo. Okay, or it looks like violet or blue, but it's actually purple. And I'm just gonna smear this onto the closure. Smear it all over. And work it within the front. Don't worry, it's not going to turn your lace purple or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. And then I'm going to run it through the hair. So the last thing I do is run it through the hair. Because it is a shampoo, I'm going to run it through the hair. But the first thing I would do is put it on the actual lace. So I'm going to let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'm going to wash it out. The reason why I let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes is because I want for the brassiness to cancel out. So when the brassiness is canceling out, I want the purple dye in the shampoo to penetrate the lace so that you won't see any brassiness. This is the goal. This is why people use the purple shampoo, to take away brassiness, yellow undertones, cancel it out. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to let this purple shampoo sit on the lace, including the hair, but it's not going to really do anything to the hair because the hair is black. We're focusing mainly on the lace. Well, I left it on for 10 minutes. So now that the 10 minutes is over, I'm going to now wash that lace out. I'm going to be using my Tresemme conditioner to condition the hair. Oops.